Hello students, welcome to my class. I am Basav Datta. Today we are going to read Natural Resources, Chapter 14, Class 9 Science. And first let us see what are the topics to be covered in this chapter. And the topics to be covered are natural resources, resources on the earth, biosphere, air, importance of atmosphere, air pollution, water and water pollution, soil formation, soil erosion, biogeochemical cycles, greenhouse effect, and ozone layer. So, students, first let us know what is the meaning of the title exactly. Resource. What is resource? A resource is something that is used by us to satisfy our needs. A resource is something that is useful to us. Resources can be man-made or natural. Then what is natural resource? Yes, a resource which exists in nature is called a natural resource. And natural resources are already available in nature. It is not man-made. Animals and plants use these natural resources for their existence. So, the natural resources present on the earth are air, water, land. Air. The air part of the earth is called atmosphere, which contains different gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, which are essential for the survival of life on the earth. Then, water. The water part of the earth is called hydrosphere, which covers almost 75% of the earth's surface. Hydrosphere is a home to a huge number of aquatic plants and animals, and very important for the survival of life on earth. Then come to land. The upper crust of the earth is called lithosphere, where different kinds of soil are found, and soil is very important, is essential for the growth of plants. Next come to biosphere. What is biosphere? The life supporting zone of the earth where the atmosphere, hydrosphere and the lithosphere interact and make life possible is known as the biosphere. That means atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere, these three spheres are important for life. And when these three spheres are present and they interact with each other, then life is possible at that interacting zone. And this is called biosphere. You just see the picture here: hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere means water, soil and air. These three spheres have interacted and the result is biosphere. The result is life on earth. Okay. So now the components of biosphere are of two types. All the components of the biosphere can be categorized into two types: abiotic components, biotic components. The non-living things such as air, water, land are abiotic components, and the living things such as plants and animals, they are biotic components. So let us take example of biotic and abiotic components again. The living things, all the living things, plants, animals, bacteria, fungus, protists, all they come under biotic components. And the non-living things, water, soil, air and the sunlight even and minerals, all these come under abiotic components. Now let us start with air. The air or the atmosphere comprises of various gases and life is present on the earth because of these gases, especially oxygen. Oxygen we use for breathing. And you know, in other planets such as Mars and Venus, oxygen is not present in the atmosphere. And major part of the atmosphere constitute only carbon dioxide, means up to 95 to 97% of the atmosphere is carbon dioxide. That's why life is not possible in those planets. So friends, let us see the percentage of different gases, different essential gases in the atmosphere. Nitrogen nitrogen is present in maximum amount, that is 78% in atmosphere. Then comes oxygen, 20.9%. Argon gases 0.90%, other gases 0.17%, and carbon dioxide 0.03%. So friends, see, although carbon dioxide is present in such a small amount, only 0.03% of atmosphere, still it's very important, because plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and all the animals depend on plants for food. The atmosphere of the earth helps in maintaining its temperature. So friends, we studied that atmosphere is important because of oxygen and because of breathing. But besides that, atmosphere has some other roles too. Atmosphere of the earth helps in maintaining its temperature, which is very important. How? Let us see. Atmosphere plays a very important role in wind formation. So students, do you know that change in atmosphere is responsible for the formation of wind, breeze, storm, rain, all these things. And let us see how in coastal region wind is formed. Friends, do you know land gets heated or cools faster than air? And how this factor plays a role in coastal wind? Let us look at this picture and understand. During the daytime, what happens? Land gets heated faster than sea. Then this hot air goes up and there creates a low pressure at that place. And at this time, the air above the sea is cooler than the air above the land. And this cool air blows to the low pressure area over the land and to fill this space. And this is how the sea breeze blows during the daytime. Next we will come to land breeze. So during the night time, just the opposite thing happens. Land gets cooler earlier than the sea, and that is why the air above the sea is warmer than the air above the land, and this air goes up. Air above the sea is warmer and it goes up and creates a low pressure above the sea. And at this time, air above the land is cooler and it blows to the sea, to the area of low pressure. And this is how the wind blows from land to sea during the night time. And this is the land breeze. We just saw that uneven heating of atmosphere over land and over sea causes wind. Now there are some other factors also that affect the formation of winds. What are those other factors? The uneven heating of the equator and the poles, the rotation of the earth, and the presence of mountains in the earth. All these things are also responsible for formation of winds. We are not going to discuss these points in detail now. Next, let us move to rain. How rain is formed? We have already some idea in our previous classes. The clouds are formed due to the evaporation of water which condense and precipitate as rain. Let me explain. You know, because of the heat of the sun, a lot of water gets evaporated from the surface water bodies on the earth. A lot of water get evaporated by the heat of the sun. That's why a lot of moisture is present, a lot of water vapor is present in the atmosphere. So this hot air, when it goes up, it carries the water vapor along with it. And at higher altitude or at higher height, what happens? The air gets expanded and the water vapor present in air condense to form tiny droplets. These droplets are held together by the presence of dust particles and they held together to form clouds. Now what happens? These tiny droplets on further condensation they join together and form bigger droplets. These bigger droplets on being heavier they fall down on the earth in the form of rain. And what is the process? When these droplets become heavy and fall down, this process is precipitation, right? So friends, sometimes what happens when the temperature is too low, snowfall occurs at those places. So friends, now we have learned that the process of rainfall, how rain occurs. So we will move to a video where there is an experiment showing all these things what I just explained now. How condensation occurs, how water vapor is formed, then condensation occurs, how clouds are formed and how precipitation occurs and how rainfall occurs. So there is a simple experiment. We will see that video, we will see that experiment and learn this. So friends, now we will start air pollution. You know what is pollution? Pollution is presence of undesirable or harmful substances in the environment which causes harm to the living organisms. So air pollution means the presence of harmful substances in the air leads to pollution of the air, and it can severely affect the health of living organisms and the quality of the environment. So then what are the causes of air pollution? Exhaust from industries, burning of fossil fuel, agricultural activities, mining operations, indoor air pollution. All these are important causes of air pollution. Let us see how they cause air pollution. Friends, factories and industries are a major cause of air pollution. A large amount of carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, organic compounds and chemicals are released by these factories and industries. Besides, the vehicles also contribute a lot to air pollution. They consume a lot of fossil fuels, petroleum, and that causes air pollution. They release a lot of carbon dioxide and oxides of nitrogen into air and cause air pollution. Then air pollution by mining. You know, during mining, a lot of dust and chemicals are released into air, and that also causes air pollution, and that causes a lot of health problem to the workers working in these mines. Agricultural air pollution. Farmers use a lot of pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers to the field for better crop production, and this also causes air pollution. A lot of ammonia is specifically released from agricultural practice. From heavily fertilized fields, a lot of ammonia is released and that causes air pollution. Now indoor air pollution. Do you know we also cause a lot of pollution from our houses? How? We use refrigerator and air conditioner, all these things, they release chlorofluorocarbon to the atmosphere. Besides that, we use a lot of chemicals at our house for cleaning bathrooms, for cleaning our houses. A lot of chemicals we use and these chemicals also contribute to air pollution. So let us see what are the effects of air pollution. The effects are respiratory and heart problems, acid rain, depletion of ozone layer, global warming, effect on wildlife, smog, all these are effects of air pollution. Children commonly suffer pneumonia, asthma because of air pollution. And there is increased incidence of allergy, cancer, heart diseases because of air pollution. And harmful gases like nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide are released into the atmosphere during the burning of fossil fuels. When it rains, the water droplets combine with these air pollutants, become acidic and then fall on the ground in the form of acid rain. And this acid rain can cause great damage to humans, animals and crops. You know, the beauty of Taj Mahal has been damaged because of this acid rain, because they also corrode buildings. Then global warming. How global warming causes pollution? Global warming causes increase in sea levels and melting of ice from colder regions and icebergs, displacement and loss of habitat. Then how air pollution causes harm to wildlife species. The toxic chemicals present in the air can force wildlife species to move to a new place and change their habitat. Then come to smog. What is smog? When the smoke released from factories and industries, they mix with fog, they create smog, which reduces visibility during specifically winter season and causes a lot of road accidents too. Friends, now we have understood how rainfall occurs. Do you know which instrument is used to measure rainfall? The instrument is called rain gauge. We can make this instrument at our home too, using very simple materials. I will show you how to make a rain gauge at home. So, the materials we need for this purpose are these colorful pebbles I have kept with me. This is a colorful tape and empty transparent bottle, water, scissors, ruler, board cutter and marker. So let us start. First, what we have to do is to cut this bottle. Half the bottle we have to cut. So I am cutting this. You can cut this with the help of this cutter as well as scissors. So I am using scissors now. Now I have cut it into two halves, right? I will keep this cap away. This half must be fit into the lower half. The upper half must be fit into lower half. So then what I have to do is to use this tape to cover this upper cut part. Why am I using this? I am using this to make it somehow waterproof so that water does not enter from this side. Now I have covered this upper part with the tape. Now I will fill the lower part up to this mark with pebbles. From where I have to measure, I have to take a 0 point and up to this mark I will fill with pebbles. Friends, I have taken these colorful pebbles, but you can take any kind of stone to fill up to this mark. So friends, I have filled up to the upper mark. I have to take out some stones here. Yes, I have filled up to the upper mark. Now what I have to do is to fill up to this mark with water. So I have filled bottle up to this mark. Let me mark this at 0 point where the water reaches. To make it look beautiful, I have taken these colorful pebbles. So this I have taken as 0 point. Right. Now what I have to do is to take the ruler and mark the bottle every half inch. So starting from 0 here, I have marked the 0 point and filled the bottle up to 0 point, so that we can start reading from here only. And I will mark the bottle at every half inch. At every half inch I have marked the bottle. So friends, just see, I have marked every half inch of this bottle. Now our rain gauge is almost ready, right? What we have to do is to take this rain gauge to outside when it's raining. You have to keep this rain gauge on the surface, on an open surface when the rain is falling. And after the rain stops, you have to bring this instrument back and measure up to what level water is filled in this part, and that is the measure of rainfall. So friends, isn't it easy to make a rain gauge at home? I hope you will make a rain gauge at home and measure the rainfall of a particular day. Children, we have learnt up to air pollution. Air pollution, its causes and effects. Now it's time to answer all these questions. How does the atmosphere act as a blanket? Atmosphere acts as a blanket in two ways. First is that the ozone layer at the upper part of the atmosphere protects us from ultraviolet rays. And the second is that atmosphere being bad conductor of heat, it protects all the sun rays from reaching the earth and do not let the earth to be too hot during the daytime, and atmosphere also holds temperature during the night time, the heat that radiates back from the earth during the night time, and protects the earth from being too cold during the night time. Then third question, what causes winds? So the first reason of wind is that the uneven heating of atmosphere over land and water surface. That is the first cause we have studied. And what are the other causes? The uneven heating of atmosphere over polar region and other regions of the world. The rotation of the earth, the presence of mountain ranges on the earth, all these are causes of winds. Question number 4. How are clouds formed? The heat of the sun causes evaporation from water bodies. The water vapor present in water bodies goes off along with the hot air and then cools down at higher altitude and condenses to form tiny droplets. These tiny droplets, they are held together and they form clouds, and the process involved is condensation, because the water vapors condense at higher height because of cooling and form cloud. 5. Question 5. List any 3 human activities that you think would lead to air pollution. So, what are the human activities? Setting of factories and industries, vehicles running on the road by human beings, and third is indoor air pollution. You can add, or you can say heavy fertilization of crop fields, right? So friends, now we have discussed some revision questions and we covered up to atmosphere, air pollution. In our next session, we are going to cover the rest part of the chapter. Till then, thank you.